In the tense standoff over Alaska, the stakes have never been higher. As Russian aircraft probe the boundaries of U.S. airspace, the question looms, how far will both sides go before a miscalculation ignites a conflict? The air is thick with anticipation, the roar of engines echoing against the vast, icy landscape. On August 20th and 21st, the U.S. military executed a series of calculated responses, showcasing their readiness to defend their territory. Following the initial interception, the U.S. Air Command escalated their response. The addition of an E-3 Sentry, a powerful early warning and control aircraft, alongside two F-16s and a KC-135 tanker, transformed the operation into a formidable display of military might. The air crackled with tension as the F-16s held their positions, their pilots alert, eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of the Russian Il-20 reconnaissance aircraft. The mission was clear: maintain vigilance without crossing the line into aggression. Throughout this operation, the airwaves buzzed with communication, a symphony of tactical coordination. The E-3 Sentry expanded the air picture, ensuring that every movement was tracked and recorded. The meticulous planning was evident, each aircraft played a crucial role in a well-orchestrated ballet of defense. The F-16s, with their sleek designs and agile capabilities, were the frontline guardians, while the KC-135 provided the necessary fuel to keep them airborne, a lifeline in the frigid expanse. As the days unfolded, the U.S. military confirmed that all actions adhered to the Air Defense Identification Zone protocols. The ADIZ, a buffer zone rather than a sovereign territory, required strict identification procedures for any unknown aircraft. The tension was palpable, each moment a delicate balance between vigilance and restraint. The pilots, trained for such encounters, maintained a safe distance, their hearts racing as they prepared for any sudden maneuvers from the Russian aircraft. But what happens when the line between observation and provocation blurs? The Il-20, equipped with advanced signal intelligence capabilities, was on a mission to map the electromagnetic landscape, gathering data on U.S. radar and communication systems. The stakes were high, and the U.S. response was not just about intercepting an aircraft, it was about sending a message. The air was charged with the weight of history, each flight a reminder of the geopolitical chess game being played in the Arctic skies. As the second day of operations concluded without incident, the question remained, how long can this tense equilibrium last? The U.S. military's strategic maneuvers were not merely reactive, they were a calculated assertion of power in a region where every move is scrutinized. The Arctic, with its vast, uncharted territories, is becoming a new frontier for military engagement, and both sides are keenly aware of the implications. The air is thick with uncertainty, and the next move could change everything. In the last segment, we explored the intricate procedures of air defense, where pilots are prepared for sudden changes en route during potential confrontations. Their goal is clarity, avoiding escalation while maintaining vigilance. Now, let's dive deeper into the shadowy dance of military might over the icy expanse of Alaska, where tensions reach a fever pitch. The Il-20M, a formidable Russian aircraft, operates under the cloak of stealth, meticulously collecting signals intelligence. Its sensitive receiver arrays sweep across the vast Arctic skies, mapping the intricacies of radar and communication networks. Imagine the hum of engines, the cold bite of Arctic air, and the crisp sound of static as this aircraft inches closer to gathering crucial data. While it glides through the air, its mission is clear: to decipher the routines of surface-to-air defense systems and tactical radios, unveiling the unseen patterns in the silence of the frozen north. Tracking its movements involves complex aerial ballet. The flight plans are no simple paths, they resemble long, deliberate arcs that weave through international airspace, maximizing distance and preserving critical measurement values. Yet, how close will it dare to approach? And how prepared will the U.S. be in response? The team on the ground is constantly attuned to every subtle shift. They meticulously calibrate their data, enhancing strategic responses against this piercing incursion. As the Americans ready their response, the heavy machinery of war comes into play. The combination of F-16 fighter jets, E-3 early warning aircraft, and the enduring KC-135 tanker forms a layered shield of vigilance. The roar of the F-16 engines pierces the brisk air, a warning that echoes against the stark landscape. Each aircraft plays a critical role. The F-16s, with their unmatched maneuverability, find themselves in a high-stakes game of cat and mouse, while the E-3 provides a wide perspective, expanding the command's oversight into the endless icy blue. Their mission? To ensure no vulnerabilities exist in this perilous equation. But in this game of hide and seek, what happens when the Russians push further? What lies behind their calculations when Alaska's stark expanse becomes their chosen battleground? As this strategic chess match unfolds, the geopolitical stakes reach a boiling point. The tension thickens, and questions abound: will the fragile peace hold, or will it shatter under the weight of mistrust? The Arctic, with its haunting beauty, hides secrets deep below. And just as the hum of distant engines fills the air, an unexpected twist looms on the horizon. After the tense chess match between diplomacy and military might, one truth became glaringly clear: the layered defense system held firm. The complex dance of intercepted flights was no mere show, it was a calculated technical exchange. The American trio, F-16 fighters, an early warning E-3 aircraft, and a KC-135 refueling tanker, crafted a shield of vigilance and endurance. They shadowed the Russian IL-20M, an electronic reconnaissance plane bent on mapping signal grids and chasing weak spots. Yet, the United States never let the encounter slide into confrontation. Instead, it recorded every move with cold precision and then shut down the probing without a shot fired. But as the icy Arctic winds sweep this remote battleground, the question lingers: how long can this fragile balance last? With increasing stakes over precious resources, shipping routes, and electromagnetic footprints, days like August 20th and 21st are just a prelude to recurring encounters. The linchpin of survival here is rigid discipline, procedural rules drawn like invisible lines in the sky to prevent deadly missteps. This careful orchestration staves off chaos in a region where one false move could ignite a crisis of global scale. The brief but sharp summary of these 2 consecutive days isn't just a tale of aircraft passing each other silently in the frigid sky. It is a masterpiece of restraint and control amid rising tension. Yet beneath this calm surface, observers must wonder: what shadowy moves lie hidden around the corner? And which side will first risk breaking the fragile code? The Arctic may seem vast and remote, but it is a crucible where modern power games are rehearsed for a perilous future. The tension in the Arctic is palpable. From cold winds sweeping across the barren tundra to the distant rasp of fighter jet engines echoing into the silence, the haunting reminder of military posturing looms large. Recent rhetoric from Moscow concerning Alaska blends history with a deliberate show of force, raising questions: are these mere political theatrics, or do they signal something far more sinister? In the shadows of power, references to the infamous sale of Alaska surface periodically in Russian discussions, offered not as legal claims but as rallying cries for internal unity. Politicians weave narratives laden with nostalgia, using provocative imagery to stir emotions back home. Notably, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov's nonchalant display of a sweatshirt emblazoned with USSR during a visit to Alaska acts like a spark thrown into dry grass, igniting fervor among those who might interpret it as a desire to rekindle a bygone era. Yet, this symbolism does not point towards any imminent military ambition. Rather, it serves as a reminder of historical grievances, mixing internal politics with a smokescreen that obscures the realities of current military operations. In stark contrast, actual military flights and naval patrols in the Arctic embody a disciplined routine that transcends mere rhetoric. Day after day, the mathematics of force, calculating range, emissions, endurance, and logistical supply lines, determines the strategic landscape. Here, symbols merely stoke the flames of geopolitical discourse, while sustained operations provide a tangible edge. The United States fortifies its hold through pivotal installations like Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson, Eielson Air Force Base, and Clear Air Force Station, coordinating to create an intricate network of aerial surveillance and rapid response. When alarms sound, an orchestra of preparedness takes stage. Decision-makers initiate a swift sequence of actions, fueled by meticulous plans that account for every aircraft and personnel present. The Arctic climate intensifies logistical needs, rendering backup capabilities not just advantageous but essential. Each movement is calculated, ensuring that while one area strengthens, others remain fortified, shrouded in a web of constant vigilance. Yet, what lies ahead? Will these operations shift from routine interceptions to escalations that tip the balance in a region where every decision reverberates across nations? The looming question of intent hangs in the cold air, punctuated by the spectral sound of engines and the haunting truth that, even amidst the icy silence, aggression can be just a heartbeat away. Could Alaska become the new front line of a chilling aerial standoff? Over 2 tense days in August, skies near the frozen Alaskan coast buzzed with activity that pushed boundaries, and nerves, to the limit. What happens when unidentified aircraft switch off their transponders, daring to probe the very edges of a nation's defenses? The answer unfolded in a rare display of air power and precision that left many watching in disbelief. Just hours apart on August 20th and 21st, Russian reconnaissance aircraft prowled within the Alaska Air Defense Identification Zone, an invisible buffer designed to alert and track, but not trigger outright conflict. Among them was the IL-20M class intelligence plane, a flying spy ship equipped with antenna arrays below its belly, silently mapping electronic signals along the Arctic fringes. Yet what the Russian pilots did not fully expect was the firm, measured response from U.S. Air Forces. 2 swift F-16 fighter jets, sleek and agile, sliced through the cold sky, accompanied by a looming KC-135 tanker to sustain their patrol. NORAD's eyes did not blink. Visual identification protocols kicked in. The Russian craft kept its distance, never crossing into sovereign airspace, but the message was unmistakably clear: you are seen, tracked, and contained. This ballet of jet engines, radar pings, and calculated maneuvers unfolded not over hostile territory, but within international airspace, where the rules are subtle, yet fiercely guarded. Then, the very next day, Washington escalated the stakes. An E-3 Sentry early warning aircraft joined the formation alongside another KC-135 tanker and the twin F-16s. This airborne command center amplified the picture of the skies, weaving a seamless net of surveillance over the silent Arctic expanse. Was this a mere routine patrol, or a deliberate signal that the United States would not let its northern approaches be turned into a playground for probing flights? As engines thundered and radar screens flickered, the question hung heavy in the chilled air: how far will this high-stakes cat-and-mouse game extend before it spirals beyond safe bounds? The subsequent moves in this aerial chess match could reshape the delicate balance over the Arctic frontier in ways few expect. In the frigid expanse of Alaska, tensions simmer as Russian aircraft probe the boundaries of American airspace. As the silhouettes of Su-30 and Su-35 fighter jets glide through the stark, icy skies, one might wonder, what happens when nations engage in a high-stakes game of aerial chess? The chilling reality unfolds as reconnaissance aircraft try to gauge the United States' resolve, a calculated dance shrouded in the fog of potential conflict. In the continuing saga from the days of August 20th and 21st, Russian intelligence flights crossed into the vicinity of Alaska, only to find themselves not just observed but effectively contained by a formidable U.S. response. 2 F-16s, accompanied by a KC-135 tanker, escorted a Russian IL-20 reconnaissance aircraft within the Air Defense Identification Zone. Although not within sovereign airspace, this cautious encounter culminated without incident, as cooperation and preparation reigned supreme amidst a backdrop of geopolitical tension. The very air thrummed with the electric anticipation of potential conflict. The intrigue deepens on the following day as the United States, undeterred, prepared an even more robust defensive setup. An E-3 Sentry joined the ranks alongside the F-16s and another tanker, amplifying surveillance capabilities and reinforcing the air picture. Such meticulous planning echoed the strategic realities of a narrow, vulnerable front, underscoring the critical balance between deterrence and escalation. Could this simultaneous engagement be a harbinger of a new military doctrine? As the icy winds whistled through the aircraft fuselages, the stakes grew higher. The U.S. interception procedures relied on a complex web of technology and communication, where every second counted, and every maneuver mattered. From calculating distances to communicating identifications, the very atmosphere was charged with the urgency of readiness. Would the next encounter yield a different outcome, or would diplomacy prevail amidst the swirling uncertainty? Each interception not only tracked an aircraft but also built an intricate dossier of patterns and habits, a vital intelligence asset revealing more than just flights but the pulse of aerial dominance. Amid this game of cat and mouse, the geography of the Arctic played a pivotal role. A mere glance at the vast expanse reveals a landscape that is both an opportunity and a challenge. The relationship between distance and reaction time became apparent, with every mile carefully noted by both sides. How does a nation secure its interests in such a remote and harsh setting where the weather itself could turn hostile at a moment's notice? In this context, collective intelligence formed the backbone of strategic military planning, turning what seemed like mere routine into an essential mechanism of preemptive defense. The implications of these encounters reached far beyond the Arctic skies. Following the high-profile meetings between world leaders, military activity sharpened, reflecting the subtle shifts in political tides. Each flight, each radar ping became a part of a larger narrative, one that unfolded with measured caution. As politics heated up, so too did the readiness to respond. Were these actions a warning or merely a reflection of tactical necessity? Only time will tell if this increased vigilance lays a firmer foundation for peace or a precursor to greater conflict. As night fell over the vast Alaskan wilderness, the echoes of engines faded, but the vigilance remained fierce. In this ideological and physical battleground, questions lingered: how far would nations go in their quest for superiority? Amidst the whisper of the winds and the distant rumble of military engines, the ongoing saga of aerial engagement and diplomatic maneuvering continued, teetering on the edge of both resolution and uncertainty. What lies ahead in this unfolding drama of air power and national pride?